really tough loss. A ton of things that we could have done better. Credit Ole Miss. They played well. They're a good team. Their interior defense was phenomenal against us, the best that we've seen all year. Their physicality, their wall-ups, their attention to detail. Our field goal percentage at the rim was really low. It was a huge factor in the game. And then losing Patton and Perry on a few of those possessions, they made us pay. You can't just outscore people in this league. We've got to be a lot better defensively. I've got to do a better job defensively. They shot 60% in the second half at home with 10,000 people cheering for us. And we played with some energy. And we made some shots and got loud in there, but gave up layups, gave up open threes.
Questions?
Mike, what do you attribute to the struggles on defense? Was it as simple as effort?
Focus, attention to detail, pride, what you hang your hat on, not buying, what we're selling as a staff right now because you hadn't really had to pay for it. We just paid for it. It just bit us. So I think we got our guys' attention right now. I hope so, because that was not a very good defensive effort. Really disappointed. Starts with me. Disappointed in myself. Lack of communication on slipping, including last baseline out of bounds possession, which we anticipated a slip coming to the rim. We just didn't. We just switched it incorrectly. We go zone one possession and we leave Perry wide open bucket. Perry gets a defensive rebound at one point, and we have five guys. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that this year. I told our guy. I hadn't seen it on TV. Just 94 feet layup, unacceptable. We'll be better than that defensively.
A couple blown leads between this and Auburn. How do you clean that up moving forward?
Excuse me?
Just a couple blown leads in the last few seconds between this and Auburn. How do you clean that up?
In the Auburn one, we won. We're fortunate. We've taken leads too from other teams. This one was, it was back and forth. I think we both blew leads, during the game. It was one possession. We had a couple timeouts left there in regulation. We got downhill. I like our guys in that situation as we did in overtime. Smurf gets to the rim, puts pressure on the rim. Just couldn't get stops. Just could not collect stops. And Ole Miss, they're unique. And I said this pregame to radio and to the TV talent. They can make tough ones. They've got obviously they can make layups and open threes. We didn't do a very good job there, but they've got guys like Dia, who didn't play a lot tonight, of course, and Kamardine, Store in particular. Those three. They've got other guys too that can make shots and score, but those three have a unique ability to just rise up at 15 to 19 to 22 feet off the bounce, off the catch, and create a little space and make hard ones. And they made a few. And those, we talked to our guys about the fact that they're going to make some of those, and you just got to tip your cap. Like Store made some that are just, it was pretty good defense, but he just made them, right? It's the other ones that are a little bit easier to control, and we didn't do a good job controlling those things.
We talked about after the Auburn game just what it would have been like if you guys had lost that game.
Yeah.
This one ended kind of similarly. So how do you guys regroup, and how do you guys go to the next one and make sure that this one doesn't linger?
Well, I hope it does linger in one regard, right? I mean, it's how you look at it. And I as we watch it tomorrow, we'll try to consolidate as much as possible because we got to move on to the next guy. We got to move on to Arkansas, who's really good. But as you challenge your guys, you would hope that they would embrace some type of collectively frustration, with all of us. All of us should be frustrated. It's unacceptable the way that we defended. And so hopefully leading into practice tomorrow, our mindset is better, on the defensive end is correct. 97 at home. Yeah, we've a lot of stuff that we've got to correct.
Like, what can you guys do to get Luke going again?
I'll talk to Blue and our staff. We'll put our heads together and discuss it. But I've got all the faith in the world in Blue. He's one of the most improved players I've coached in all my years as a head coach. Obviously, it wasn't his night tonight, but it wasn't. I don't care about missed threes. I care about defensive rebounding, defensive mistakes, allowing. And I'm not just talking about Blue. I'm talking about our whole team, led by me. It's all my fault. Just our overall defensive performance. If Blue's out there playing like he's capable of, he's going to do positive things for us, whether he's making or missing shots. And I anticipate Blue playing better on Saturday. It's important to him, and he's a really big part of everything we do.
Mike, you were saying the other day that you felt like maybe the team had more confidence than you coming out of the locker room at halftime in South Carolina, and just talking to Jeremiah tonight, he seems pretty resilient and confident in terms of how he takes that. What I know you said you wanted to linger, but what does that say for the way this team's carrying themselves right now? I mean, it was very much 14 games left and on to the next one from those guys.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, we're going to have to embrace some of the things that we've got to improve upon when we watch the film. But Jeremiah has a unique level of swagger and confidence offensively, and we got to continue to challenge him to really stretch himself defensively. I thought he played hard too. He pressured the ball at times, but we, again, overall, a lot of things we can be better at. But Jeremiah's he was terrific offensively.
Mike, you talk about the frustration. Is there extra frustration with how well you guys shot from three and what,
Yeah,
what
absolutely. As I told our guys in the locker room, I mean, we throw in 15 threes and lose at home. That's I'm not sure I've been a part of that. We've always defended well at the three stops. We're out there, and I've coached a couple teams where we had some defensive limitations, where our ceiling just wasn't very high, but still not give up 97 at home. And we're playing differently, and the tempo was slow, less possessions, and all those things. But this team has a higher ceiling, and this is as a staff consistently. I mean, since September, October, and it was turned up a notch as you start playing games. Not only the high majors, but the mid majors. Like, these are all the things that we could have done better, and sometimes again it takes an ending like this for things to sink in, to a further extent. But I'm hopeful that that's what happens. Because we're more capable. And credit Ole Miss. They, again, with their interior defense and swarming to the basketball on our dives and on our drives, their physicality in the paint was very, very different than ours. And again, that's something that we can control, but we've got to want to. We've got to make a decision that's important to us.
Coach, I mean, you talked about frustration about the defense. Are you more frustrated that it's effort, or is it something schematically that you guys want to implement and change, or is it a combination of both?
No, I think it's, I don't want to use the word effort because were we flying around and playing really hard at times and diving on the floor, and yeah, but focus is a word I use a lot with our guys. We find ourselves as a staff a few times in practice, hey guys, our focus just went out the window. Now we're very talented offensively. We're really skilled. To this point, obviously, we've really scored it, and I want us to continue to embrace that and understand that we're pretty good offensively at times, like really good at times, and that's great. But if your focus isn't as much as it is defensively as it is offensively, or on the glass, blocking out, crashing, offensively, all the little details, the scouting report, finding shooters. I mean, the looks that a couple of their shooters got, that's not happening consistently in this league, and we allowed it to happen. Credit them for making them, but yeah, if we're gonna reach our ceiling, which is what we're all trying to do in this league and throughout college basketball, our attention to detail and our pride defensively has to increase, and I think it will. To what extent and how quickly, I'm not sure, but I'm ready to get to work on it.
Mike, you said Arkansas was really good. I know you haven't dived into
Yeah.
them from
They did tip an hour ago, right?
I think it was about it for a team, but what are the impressions from what you've seen from afar?
Really athletic, really fast. They're coming in here Saturday. We can't anticipate turning them over 25 times. It's just not happening. Great in the offensive glass. Can really move laterally. They're really switchable. They're one of the most athletic teams in the country, with length and speed. And just seen them a few times. They're live. We'll dive into some film tonight and tomorrow morning. But yeah, another really good SEC team.
Mike will
Mike,
have the last question after Jordan.
Mike, going to the end of regulation, it's tied with 17 seconds left. What goes into the decision to just let it roll rather than call a timeout and draw something?
With this team, we've been so good in space, getting downhill, and when you call a timeout, I've always erred on the side unless we get neutralized and our guy's pivoting and he's got nowhere to pass it. 5, 7, 9 seconds or whatever, I might burn one, but. I think we got to the paint pretty quickly. If you use one, do they change their lineup? Do they change their defense? They're obviously set. They've had a chance to talk about it. If I'm not mistaken, I think we got a really good look, right? It just it didn't go. And then Smurf did a really good job in overtime, drawing contact at the rim. We offense is not. That's not our deal. We got to get better defensively.
Mike, you've been in this league a long time. I just want to ask you, just kind of, outside the X's and O's. I mean, John Calipari, he's been around the block a few times. You've had some big games with him. What would you say about Coach Cal and what he brings just to the SEC?
Yeah, no, I think Mike, I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to, because I've never talked about this. I have said it privately, but I don't think I've ever said it publicly. But what he's done for the SEC is immense, and he's always been supportive of other programs and other coaches, and so I respect that. The SEC today in men's basketball is a completely different animal than when he got in our league, and I think that. From the day he was named at Kentucky till today, he's had a big impact.
All right, last question. Thank you, Coach. You're good.
Thanks.